Welcome back. It's a step back in time to another HOG group ride. We've just had a regroup at the Paparoa car park and we're now leaving this place, heading along to Dargaville. It's going to be our next stop from here. So how do we get here, you might ask? And where is Paparoa anyway? Well, Paparoa is in Northland. It's a little settlement on State Highway 12, and it's got all the classic fitments of just a little special small town in New Zealand. Got a few little shops, a garage, workshop, gas station. Up ahead, if we're approaching, you can see pretty much a classic style general store, and just a little bit further up there is the hotel that is a very enjoyable stop. It's called the Thirsty Tui. Now we'll be coming back there later. But for now, Paparoa itself, yes, it's on State Highway 12 and it's nestled about midway between Mangataroto and Ruawai on the way to Dargaville. And this particular ride, we are travelling, well, we're going to do a kind of a roundabout route. We are heading to the Thirsty Tui for lunch, which we've just passed behind us there. But in the meantime, we're on our way through to Dargaville, where we're going to fuel up and then switch on over, cross up to State Highway 1 towards Wairoa, then back down State Highway 1 and then cut through to get back towards Paparoa. It's about another 160 k's that we're going to ride just for something to do. I mean, let's face it, when you've got a motorbike, or ask any motorbike rider, are you going to take the shortcut to get there, or are you going to ride for us, take the long way? You'll probably find that it's mostly that you're going to go the long way because, you can. Now as we come back to the active video on screen, we're coming to the little town of Ruawai, which is the small town, well, it's the last settlement that's left before we get towards Dargaville. There's still a bit of a way to go for Dargaville. Ruawai, I've never stopped in here. It's a little L-shaped town. I'm sure there's probably something good there, but so far we haven't really spent any time here, just really passed through because we would typically head to Dargaville and then just decide which way to go from there. Is it further north or cut across to the east coast side of the island? The land up here in Northland, it's pretty different from what we have in Auckland. It's very flat. I mean, great chunks of it. Great farming land. There's a lot of root vegetables growing up here, particularly kumara. Roadside stalls are selling a lot of stuff, which of course you can't really load on a motorbike, but if you're up here in a car, bring some change because a lot of these places have honesty boxes in them and you can get some really great quality foods that are just going to last you a long time. Anyway, we're heading up now towards another part of this ride. A nice part is that you do run alongside a river for a while. This is the Wairoa River, and although it's a pretty grey day here and it's middle of winter, I think it's end of July when this was filmed, and the river's a little bit dirty looking because of winter and all, it's still a very rewarding ride. It's enjoyable. Some good twists and turns up ahead. The scenery is fantastic, and it's going to look even better if you should be coming through in a different time of year, like for example summer. Now, it's likely to be no earlier than summer before we're even allowed to go back to Northland, fingers crossed, but for now this is just a little bit of a ride down memory lane as well, as much as anything for me, because as at the time of putting this video up, we're not permitted to travel out of Auckland. We're certainly not permitted to travel to Northland, and so all of these cool rides, they just live on in memories and looking at these videos and remaining positive and hopeful that one day this will return. I'm sure it will, and hopefully over summer. I can certainly think of a couple of hundred close friends who would very much enjoy being able to go for long rides across borders and just travel like we used to in the past, because we're really missing those days and longing for them to come back. Anyway, we're doing the travel here alongside the Wairoa River and heading up towards Dargaville, and pretty soon we're going to come to a point where, yes, we just crossed the big bridge there across the Wairoa River and we're heading to the outskirts of Dargaville here. So this ride is starting to come towards an end. The first piece of business here is heading along to find a gas station so we can top up the bikes. Now, it's only 50 k's between Dargaville and Paparoa, but we've already ridden, some of us, 130, 140 k's to get to Paparoa itself, so because we've got about another 110, 120 k to go to get back to Paparoa the way that we're going to ride, we definitely need to just top up the tanks right here. So that's where we're going to leave this particular ride as we head on down through the outskirts of Dargaville, heading towards the nearest mobile service station. So leave it at that. Ride safe everybody, take care out there, and hope to see you on the road soon.